Major funding for these programs is made possible by grants from Chase Commercial Term Lending, New York Community Bank, Capital One Bank, Perfect Building Maintenance, M&T Bank, Customers Bank, Genova Burns, Terra CRG, Meridian Capital Group, Wyckoff Organization. Additional support is made possible by AKA Hotels Corman Communities, Aerial Property Advisors, AmTrust Title, AVR Realty Company, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Bank Leumi USA, Briarwood Organization, CBRE, Citizens Bank, Colliers International NYC, Collins Building Services, CPEX Real Estate Services, Cushman & Wakefield, Dime Savings Bank of Williamsburg, Fisher Brothers, Flushing Bank, Friedman, Handler Real Estate Organization, HAP Investments, Hersha Hospitality, Hodges Ward Elliott, Inc., Investors Bank, James D. Kuhn Real Estate Center at Syracuse University, Kilroy Architectural Windows, Madison Realty Capital, Matone Group, Mercantile Commerce Bank, New Banks, Newmark Grubb Knight Frank, Optimum Window Manufacturing Corp., People's United Bank, Rosewood Realty Group, SJP Properties, Sterling National Bank, Stonehenge Partners, TD Bank, The Continuum Company, The Moynihan Group, and these friends.
Brooklyn, New York. We're in Sitsis? Growing up, now we're going to upgrade. We're going to Wantor. Now we're going to Hewlett. Now I'm going to go to State College of Buffalo, Buffalo State. I'm an athlete. I'm really a great guy. You know, I'm a professional. I'm going to write comedy. Now I'm going to try to be a stand-up. I'm going to be an author. I'm going to be a TV star. I'm going to be Alan Zweibel. Thank you for being here.
Wow, I was wondering who you were talking about there until you said my name at the end. Nice to be here.
Okay, so tell me the story. Let's go back in the history, going back to I did a life story today of the woman whose family came over at the Mayflower. So tell me about the original.
Well, she certainly beats us. She got here a lot earlier than we did. My parents, before them, they came from Europe, which they refer to as the other side, which I guess means
Europe
the other side.
Europe is large, so the question is, where in Europe is this?
That's not an easy question because from what I understand, they didn't know really because the boundaries kept shifting in those years. But as best as we know, they were all from Poland. But if you say Eastern Europe, you're probably...
So when did Grandma's side and when did Grandpa's side come over?
Well, my mother's parents came over around 1920.
And they settled where?
They settled in Brooklyn. I know my mother was born in an apartment on DeKalb Avenue. I'm not sure that there was a place before DeKalb Avenue. There might have been, but that's the last thing, that's the first residence that I know of.
Okay, on Mommy's side.
On Mommy's side. On Daddy's side, his father came from a small village in Poland called Galagura. His wife...
That's where the Glitzianos were.
That's right. We're Glitzianos, and we're proud of it.
Right.
Okay,
I know not other the Fox.
No. And I understand what the issue is between the two, but we're Glitzianos. My father's father from Galagura, my mother's parents, and my father's mother, all from the same town called Melitz in Poland. My father's parents came over also in the 20s. This is after the end of World War I. And
where did they settle?
A Brownsville section of Brooklyn.
Right. So that's right. You remember that your mother's side was wealthy. That was the Madison girl.
Well, she went to Madison High School.
No, they were too fast on.
Too fast. Oh,
Okay. So we have to go back. So they both arrive in like in the 1920s.
there you go.
Okay. What does mom's father do?
Okay, Mom's father was a tailor. I looked this up since our pre-interview. Okay, Mom's mother and Dad's mother, both of whom knew each other in Europe
From the old country.
from the old country, they well, they selected feathers. They would sit, and there would be a lot of feathers, like goose feathers, down feathers, okay? And they would categorize them, make different piles, some for pillows, some for cushions, some for dusters, I don't know. And they got paid by the pound. Can you imagine getting paid by the pound of
like-
feathers?
Okay. So your father was born here, and thank God they're still healthy and alive up
Yes,
at the
they
Hebrew
are.
home.
They're up at the Hebrew home in Riverdale.
In Riverdale, in the Rheingold Pavilion.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go. If any of you are near there, stop and say hi. Shirley and Julie.
So tell me about how mom met dad.
Okay, they
Because
met.
he was a Brownsville boy.
He was a Brownsville boy, and he used to tell me when we were growing up that he lived in a neighborhood where a lot of guys from Murder Incorporated were there. It was pretty much of a status symbol if you, on his block if you ultimately got the electric chair. Okay, that was that was a big thing. He and my mom met twice. They met once up at the Catskills, okay, at a resort up there. I think my father was 15 and my mother was 12. Okay, don't forget the two mothers knew each other
Right, from the feather business.
from the feather business, and I think it was purely
But
coincidence.
the feather business was on one side. What was the other side?
The other side, the two women were feather selectors.
Right.
Grandpa on my mother's side
Was the tailor?
is the tailor, and the other one also did something with the sewing machine, but he wasn't as high up on these, on the tailor, totem pole. Okay,
So at 12 and 15, mom and dad meet.
they meet, yeah, and this is by chance. By chance, they go to the same resort in the Catskills. I don't know which one. It might have been a bungalow colony. I honestly don't know. And the two women who knew each other from Europe. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? They met. Dad was 15, mom was 12, so he didn't pay too much attention to her. Years later, I want to say maybe 5, 6 years later, they met at a wedding. And now she turned his head and they started dating and they got married in 1949.
Now, before that, you said to me your dad was in the military, but he had an accident.
My father was a tail gunner in the Air Force, and I think he was stationed in Nebraska, and it was the day before his squadron. Is that what it's called?
I believe so.
Okay, I think
I was
so
in the
too.
Army Reserve. I don't.
Yeah, something.
You had
I got
a
a high
high
lottery
lottery
number. I don't know either. They, whatchamacallit, they had the day off. They were horsing around in the gym. He fell. He broke his ankle, and he was in the hospital for a number of weeks. He was replaced by somebody, and the whole crew went out the next day, and none of them came back. So.
It was fortuitous.
It
then.
was very fortuitous. Otherwise, you'd have somebody sitting in this chair right now, right?
Somebody else.
Yeah, who knew?
This Zweibel? Forget Zweibel. Okay. So now you said to me that dad was upset that he quit high school, right?
Yes. Well, it's not that he was upset, his mom was upset. I think he had something like 6 weeks to go. It was pretty deep into his senior year.
And he was at Jefferson at this time because he was in Brownsville.
He was at Jefferson High School, and this was still the Depression, okay, or at least the outer end of the Depression, and not enough money was coming into the house, and he left school to, I think he went to work in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And whatever money he brought in, which was like $37, $38 a week, was huge. So that's what he did. He felt it was more important to contribute to the household than it was for him to. He probably wasn't much of a student. He was a smart man. He is a smart man, very well read, but a lot of it is self-taught. So back then, it was more important in terms of the family.
So mom and dad get married in 1949.
Yes,
And they are living in Brooklyn.
they're living in Brooklyn in one of the projects on the corner of Avenue V and Nostrand.
No, that's later. You weren't born in the project, you told me.
I was born somewhere else, but
Right. They moved later on. You elevated. You got to the project. Okay. They lived somewhere else. I said with the Onion. Okay.
No. The Onion, no. The Onion wasn't my parents. Onion was my father's parents. They were poor. And when my dad was growing up, and my mom would tell me this story about neighbors as well, that come Friday night, Shabbos, right? And if they didn't have a whole meal for the Sabbath, in order to save face in terms of the neighbors, they would boil water and stick an onion in it so the scent would sort of permeate the halls and everything, so people would think indeed that they were having a Sabbath dinner. That was my dad's parents.
So you were born in Brooklyn. Do you remember the hospital? You told me, I think.
It was Crown Heights Hospital. I don't remember because I
Which is
stayed there
closed
2
now.
days.
Yes, yeah.
Is it closed?
It's closed. There's no more Crown Heights.
You know, you would think,
Oh,
you know,
God, I
like
know.
they would
It's
have
a
enshrined
shanda.
it, yeah, given that I was there.
I mean, you got a doctorate later on, but
Yeah, yeah, but it was a different kind of doctor they gave me, yeah.
so they lived in the projects on Avenue, off Nostrand Avenue.
Yeah, Avenue V and
V
Nostrand on the corner.
And you told me as a kid they sent you to this very religious
Young
English
Israel.
school. Young Israel. I
It was
mean,
down the
the
street.
Orthodox Young Israel.
I don't know if it was because it was the closest temple, or I don't know if it was because of my grandparents' influence. I had my mom's parents also lived in Brooklyn, and
But I mean, we're in Sitzes.
oh God, it was pretty
I mean-
intense. I mean, I was 6, and I was 5 and 6 and 7 years old, and I'd go there 5 days a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'd go to. On Saturdays, I would go to Saturday services, but yeah, I would go to school 5 days a week.
So when was the resurrection of that you said, hey, I'm not wearing the Sitzes anymore? I mean, how?
They helped out because we moved. Okay, we moved to a non-Sitzes section of Long Island.
Oh, wait a second. So your initial public school until you were 8 years of age was in Brooklyn, right?
Was in Brooklyn. PS 194 for kindergarten, PS 206 for first and second grade.
So that the school teachers are responsible for the writer, the author, all of the service that was created. These are the initial people.
These are the initial people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
And I had Sitzes.
right. Okay. Now, Dad at this time became a jeweler.
My dad was a jeweler, and he worked for a man. I guess I was about 2 years old, and he offered to sell his business to my father for $3,000. And my dad borrowed $1,500 from his parents and from my mom's parents, hence the $3,000. And he opened what he called Al Fran Jewelry Company.
Named after,
Al.
right?
And my sister Francine, Al Fran. The first shop that I remember was on 7 West 45th Street,
Which is right near.
which was here, it's 2 blocks away.
blocks.
Yeah. And I remember going there, and he had polishing machines, and he had guys working for him. I used to go to work with him as a little boy. And then he moved to what was then called the George Jensen Building. I think it was 5th and 53rd
Very
on the
fancy
corner.
neighborhood.
Yeah, it then became the Rolex Building, and then ultimately 16 East 52nd between 5th and Madison.
And he, as he said, he became a true craftsman.
My father is a true artist when it comes to his work. He would design the jewelry, and he would make it, and it had to be perfect, and it was gold, and it was fine stones, and he for years he would say that he would have been more successful had he downgraded or even made costume jewelry. but he was, like you said, he was an artist, and he sold to Tiffany and to Cartier and places like
So
that.
did you go to work with your dad on this?
Yeah, I did go to work with him when we lived on Long Island. I would take the Long Island Railroad with him on Saturdays or vacations from school, and I would run errands for him when I was old enough to cross the street myself.
So now, 8 years of age, Dad joins the entrepreneurs, moves out to Wantor, Long Island,
Wantor, Long Island.
and
yeah.
he buys a house for $14,990, right?
I think we were a little higher than that because
Oh,
Levittown.
you told me it was 14.
No, it was 19,990.
Oh, 19.
19,990. 14,990, I think, was Levittown.
Levittown, okay.
Yeah, fair. No. We were in Wantor in this new neighborhood called Holiday Park. It was the Holiday Park section, and it was so exciting. We moved in December of '57, and as all families, as the homes were finished, people were moving in from Queens, the Bronx, and Brooklyn like we did, and it was the American dream. It was.
But sisters were, it wasn't a community for sisters.
You know something? I think it's really interesting. Those sitzes still exist somewhere. Because who throws away tzitzis? God knows what happens.
It's a
You can,
shot.
you can get a hair lip. Something awful could happen to you. Get the runs. So the tzitzis exist somewhere. My parents may have them up at the home. Maybe they're in my basement. I don't know. But it was an exciting time because it was the realization of the American dream. You had these immigrants who came over. Their children now had means to move out of the little enclaves that they lived in those boroughs
and other
and
places.
moved out to the suburbs.
So you're 8 years of age.
Yeah.
And you go to Wantor Public School.
I go to Forest Lake Elementary School, which was in walking distance, and then Wantor Junior High, then Wantor High before we moved, yeah.
When do you get this epiphany about the Dick Van Dyke Show?
Well, my guess is, if my chronology is right, it was probably in junior high, because I think that show first aired in '62. So I'm 12 years old, and I'm sitting home, and I see this show called The Dick Van Dyke Show, whereas this guy, Dick Van Dyke, they called him Rob Petrie, wrote for a TV show, and he was married to Mary Tyler Moore, who was very pretty. And he had a very nice house in New Rochelle, and he had a kid, Richie, and he spent his day at the office lying on a couch telling jokes with Buddy and Sally. And I went, I want to do that. That seems like a good life. And I just started. Remember Alan Sherman?
Yes.
Okay. We started getting Alan Sherman records around that time, okay? My parents
am
would play them.
Bob.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
Right.
Okay. I started writing song parodies a la Alan Sherman, okay? And they seemed to work, or it seemed like I had a knack for it. And then as I progressed in school, I noticed that I could make people laugh. And then I would also write funny things to get myself out of the things that I should have been writing. Do you know what I mean? Long poems as to why I didn't do the homework and whatever. And it seemed like, there was a show on in the early 60s on NBC called That Was the Week That Was. And when I stayed up late enough, I was able to watch Johnny Carson, Jack Parr, later on Dick Cavett. And it was just something.
So when did you start writing jokes and parodies?
I started doing it in high school. But it started to flourish, if you will, when I went to college.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
I had to answer the question, though.
Okay. No, so now it's Wantor. What happens? You go to Hewlett?
Yeah, my father had a couple of really good seasons, okay, in the jewelry business. And it was a dream of theirs that we would move to what was called the Five Towns. I think it's still called the Five Towns.
But that's where the sisters are.
What's that?
That's what
now that sitzes would come in really handy there, but back then, it was a no sitzes zone, okay? We lived in Woodmere, and I went to Hewlett High School. And mind you, it was predominantly Jewish, but not tzitzis Jewish, okay?
You were a big athlete. You said you were on
Oh, yeah.
a baseball team?
I was on the baseball team. I threw the discus on the track team. And look, I was fairly large for a Jewish person back in those days.
How do you decide to go to
I-
State University? No, it's Buffalo State first.
No, I screwed up the whole application process. As a discus thrower, I was getting letters from a coach, a track coach at Rutgers, and I had every reason to believe that that's where I was going to end up. So I didn't bother.
New Jersey.
Well, it had a cool name. They had nice book covers. You know what I mean? It was
Founded in the 1700s.
yeah, I figured, okay, fine. And come April, I get rejected from Rutgers. So now I have to start applying to schools. So that's how I ended up at Buffalo State. They still were taking people. They took me, and I went there for a year to Buffalo State.
When you were growing up, did you have any jobs? Did you go to camp? Or were you...
God, I had thousands of jobs. Everything from I delivered newspapers, I mowed people's lawns, I worked at McDonald's. There was also a chain before McDonald's called Wetson's. I worked at Wetson's. I was...
Were you a grill man?
Oh, God, I got fired after one day at Wetson's. Because
Like me being in the appetizing department at Waldbaum's, I couldn't cut the locks properly.
Well, see, I was able to cut locks because I did that when I was later on. We'll get to it, I'm sure, when I was at the deli. But I was able to do that. What got me fired at Wetson's was somebody came in and wanted fried chicken. And I took a bag of fried chicken, and it was in like a plastic bag. I didn't take the chicken out of the bag, so I put it in the vat of the oil, and it came out and all this.
That was the one on Sunrise Highway.
There you go. That's exactly right. Like Valley Stream or Lindbergh, somewhere.
Yeah, Lindbergh Valley Stream neighborhood. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had no choice. So it was State,
I went to Buffalo.
Buffalo State.
Buffalo State.
Okay, so at Buffalo State, how do you determine after 1 year at Buffalo State you wanted to go to the biggest school?
Well, you know something, when you're up at Buffalo, first of all, you freeze your butt off, okay? And it was...
That's why the studio is called, to keep you in the same way.
Well, you know something, I feel very much at home over here. I think I just saw my breath, by the way. I went to Buffalo State, and I made friends. And a lot of my friends were at the university, and I go, all right, this is cool, all right. And I didn't care about academics. I wanted to go, and University of Buffalo is a great school, and it was a great school back then. But what I wanted to do is to try to figure out how to become a comedy writer. And so I did a little research. I knew that if I majored in something like psychology at the University of Buffalo, there was no distribution requirements. It was like 8 courses of psychology, and you got a BA. I figured, fine, I'll do that while I'm trying to pursue this comedy writing thing. So there was a method to the madness.
And what you do during the summers over there? Went back to work for Dad, or?
Oh no! What I did was, in the summers of college, I worked at the beach clubs on Atlantic
Right, you were the
Beach.
Cabana boy.
I was a Cabana boy.
I
One
forgot.
summer,
it was in the memory, the teleprompter.
There you go.
Okay.
I parked cars at El Patio, but for 2 summers, I was a Cabana boy at a place called Westbury Beach Club, and was right on the strip of Atlantic.
Did you take care of the cards also, or just the Cabana boy?
Take care of the cards?
The card games.
Well, oh yeah, those are big tippers.
Those were the big
Those were the big tippers, especially as it got a little hotter and they drank a little bit more and a little bit more. They became a little freer with their money.
So you graduate Buffalo in what, 70?
72.
72, and you want to be a writer, a comedy writer.
Yeah.
And what happens now?
Well, that was the scariest time in the world, okay? I graduate school, but how do you become a comedy writer? You know, it's not like there were comedy writing courses where you get a comedy writing degree and then you go to Norman Lear and say, I'm ready. It didn't work that way. And so I went to work at first in a candy store on 116th Street in Far Rockaway, and then in a delicatessen on Hillside Avenue in Queens. Moved back in with my parents, And all my friends went on to law school, med school, dent school, grad school, and I'm back at home.
But you told me your parents were very supportive.
My parents could not have been more supportive. They encouraged me. Not only did they encourage me, my mom and dad went to Lake Tahoe, and they saw Engelbert Humperdinck perform. And on the bill, the opening act was a Catskill comedian named Morty Gunty. My mom ran into him in a coffee shop the next morning. Either that or she just stalked him and followed him there. I don't know. But she says she ran into him, introduced herself, told him that her son wanted to become a comedy writer. He gave her his name and address and phone number. And I wrote some jokes for him. I sent it to him. He called me. And what I did was I started writing jokes for Catskill comedians. I was 21, 22 years old.
Now, when you were growing up, did mom and dad take you to the Catskills?
Yeah, those were the greatest vacations. This was in the 60s, mid-60s.
You remember which hotel?
Yeah, they were.
The Homowac was.
We went to the Homowac, we went to Brown's. I want to say the Concord, but I know we certainly did Kutch's. We went to all of them. And not only when I was old enough, first of all, those were the greatest weekends because you can eat all you want. You can have 12 cantaloupes for breakfast if you want. Okay,
with sour cream.
Indeed, so all the sports and stuff. But I would sneak into the nightclubs and I'd see Alan King, I'd see Toady Fields. I'd see Red Buttons if it was a holiday weekend. He would do it, and I know Martin and Lewis started there. That was the breeding ground for comedians, and this was in the 60s, 50s and 60s. By the time I got there in the early 70s, anybody who was going to be a star had already moved on, and the Catskills were dying. What was once hundreds of hotels were now a few dozen hotels, and I started writing for those guys. Morty Gunty, Freddie Roman, there was a man named Dick Capri, very funny guy. A guy named Dick Lord, Vic Arnell, all these guys.
So this is when before SNL, which will.
Oh yeah. This is still 72, 73.
And you and also at this time you're working at the delicatessen.
I'm working in a deli. They had all these bags that had different numbers given their size.
The 2, 4, 6, and 8.
There you go, 2, 4, 6, 8, and if you wanted a shopping bag, it was like 100. Okay, I would take the number 2 bags, and I would write jokes on it and shove them in my pockets. And then I go home after work. I go back to my parents' house where I was living, and I would categorize the jokes. And I just started, accumulating all these jokes that I wrote.
So what we're going to do for part 2 is talk what you did with the jokes from the number 2 bags.
Okay.
Next week, and talk about your career on how you moved on.
That's a real cliffhanger, those number 2 bags. Tzitzis and number 2 bags in the same episode.
We'll be back next week. See you next week.